Have you ever had something go wrong with your house, but you have no idea where it came from or where the trouble started in the first place? You search and search, but you're at a complete loss how the damage happened. Maybe a tree fell down and hit your beloved gnome on the head, breaking it into 1,000 pieces. Or maybe you have a giant ant problem in just one spot, but there is no food around and no explanation as to why they are congregating in that one spot. Well, something very similar but on a much larger scale recently happened to Imgur user Acno. Honestly, I think the only thing to do is move. Just wait until you see what we are talking about. One day when Acno came home, he noticed a lot of holes all around the frames on the outside of his front door and windows. It looked like his house had been the victim of a drive-by shooting, but it was odd that the holes were only on the outside frames. There weren't any holes in the windows. Upon closer investigation, Acno found that inside of these holes were tiny acorns. Apparently he has a huge woodpecker problem that he didn't know about. The woodpeckers had managed to find a space to store their acorns for the winter. They took it upon themselves to decorate his window and door frames. This would be such a nightmare to come home to. At first you are thinking that your house was shot up, and that brings on a whole list of questions. I'm sure he was relieved when he realized this wasn't the case, but at the same time, I think he has a much bigger problem. When it comes to animals, sometimes we can't live without them. But in this case, I'm sure Acno would love it if he never saw another woodpecker for as long as he lived. What would you do in this situation? I think that Acno needs some metal window and door frames ASAP.